Good day, students. I welcome you to another government class. Today we'll be looking at characteristics of military rule in Nigeria. That is going to be our topic for today. Remember, in our previous lesson, we discussed the historical background of Nigerian military government, where we looked at the various coup d'etat that occur in Nigeria. So we are looking at characteristics of Nigerian military rule. Now we go to the first point here. The first point here is the first features. There is decree. The military rule by decree. Laws are made through issuing decrees. Now this is the first point we have under the characteristics of military rule in Nigeria. The military rule by decree. No military government considers the use of the constitution. Once they come into power, they suspend the constitution and democratic institutions and come up with a decree. They issue decree, and once these decrees are issued, nobody has any right to question it. Now we go to the second point here. The second characteristic here is absence of the rule of law. The supremacy of law is out of place in a country. Of course, like I said before, once the constitution is suspended, then it means there is no rule of law. So the military government does not apply or does not consider rule of law when they are governing any country. Exactly. So now we go to the second slide. Under the second slide here, we'll be looking at the third one here is dictatorship. That's the third feature or the third characteristics of military rule, dictatorship. Any form of government in a military setup is dictatorial, since they don't allow people to make suggestions. Whatever they say, any decree they issue is binding to all. Nobody has any right to ask questions. Or any order they give, everybody must follow it. So any government that is known for that is dictatorial. Is that clear? Then the other point is opposition. The military do not tolerate opposition. Of course, there is no military government. There is no dictatorial government that tolerates opposition. Opposition in their government is wrong, is a big offense, and any individual or anybody that is caught trying to oppose the order of military government, such a person is considered as the enemy of the government, and painful treatment will be given to such person. Then we go to the other point. This is the fifth point: fusion of legislative and executive arms. This is the highest body in a military rule that issues decree as well as policy making. Another feature of military government is that they fuse power. They fuse the legislative and executive arm together, and they do this so that the system of administration will be centralized. Powers are centralized towards a particular organ. Powers are centralized towards a particular individual. So they bring all the arms together and put it under a particular control, and that control is the control of the head of state. So there's no separation of power. Remember, the rule of law is suspended. The rule of law has no stake in a military rule. So the separation of power is not there. Checks and balances is not there, because the legislative arm and executive arms are fused together. And we consider another one here: reasons for military intervention in Nigeria. What are the reasons for military intervention in Nigeria? What prompted the military to come into Nigerian politics? What attracted them to the political circle of Nigeria? The first point here is tribal loyalty. This is a problem affecting the unity of Nigeria. Of course, if you look at the first coup and the counter coup that occurred in 1966, you will see that there was a clear manifestation of tribal loyalty. Nigeria, of course, has always been having this problem since inception, and up to now, that problem is still staring us at the face. The second point here is absence of honest and reliable leadership. The military government felt that the civilian government cannot give the most desired honest and reliable leadership. Hence, they came into power. So they feel that there is no civilian government that can account for a reliable leadership. So this is what made them to also come into power. Then we consider another point here: political crisis in Nigeria. The Action Group crisis of 1962 and Western Region election crisis. Now, the military government saw that during this era there were crises in the country, and they felt this crisis was affecting the peace and unity in the country. So that made them to move into power. They saw the civilian government, they saw the politicians, as people that had the intention, had the move. When they saw that the civilians were contesting for power, everybody, all this group and this other group were fighting for political power. And in the process, because as at that time our democracy had not actually matured, so they felt the campaign and the struggle for power from by the civilian, by the politicians, were affecting the peace and unity of the country. Their move, their operations, their activities led to crisis. So they felt, no, we need to come in and put things in order. And the military is known for discipline. The military is known for restoring peace where there is no peace. So this actually prompted them into Nigerian politics. Then we have another one here: politicization of the army. This was seen in the appointment and promotion done by the military government. Of course, another reason they came is because we saw that the appointment and promotion done by the military were highly politicized, and that of course led to the counter coup, the several coups we had. And when this particular military officer took over, it will favor some section of the country in terms of appointment and promotion, and this other section we come up with their own coup to sack the other government. So these were actually what these were actually what happened during the military era, and it affected the peace and unity as well as the development of Nigeria. Another one here is allegation of corruption, nepotism, and sectionalism. Of course, these things were obvious. They were, the military started, criticizing the civilian government for being corrupt and for also showing a strong way for nepotism and allowing sectionalism to thrive in the country. So all these things are what made them to come into politics, because they felt they were being neglected by the politician, and they feel that if they decide to keep quiet or sit on the fence or allow the civilian government to continue to rule the country, Nigeria as a country will definitely break up. So all these things prompted their involvement or their coming into Nigerian politics. We are going to end our class here today. I want to believe that you understood all that I've explained. See you in the next class. Thank you.